Hello, everyone. Welcome to a new Hummingbot Live Friday, right? So I hope everyone's okay. I hope everyone had a great week. And so today we're going to talk a bit about the usual, what happened on the last week, what's news, a lot of interesting and exciting news. And we're also going to show some of the new stuff that we have on the Hummingbot 0.41. It's a pretty cool update. I'm just setting up my bot here just to get it ready. So how about we start the news? So I hope everything is fine there. So hello everyone again, and let's see what's happened in the past. All right. Sorry. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Yes, now you are correct. So, what happened on the last 2 weeks? Since last Friday, it was Mike that did the live stream, so I didn't have the opportunity to talk a bit about what happened. So, on this news section, we'll be covering 2 weeks for now, right? So, let's take a look. First, great news for us, for the team. We hit our Hummingbot miner program, hit 2 billion field order volume. So that's a great achievement. We have been running for around what two years around, and hit this amount of volume that goes through our liquidity mining platforms shows that we have a strong community that is growing more and more every day, right? So it's really great to see this growth happening. Right, so sorry, I'm just checking if everything's correct with the stream. All right, I guess I'm online. Yeah, I don't think there's a problem here. So let me know. Can you guys see me here? How's everything? Let me know in the chat. Right, so guess I would say that we're live. I don't see much problem right now. Yes, let me check. Yeah, I guess that we are cool. I have connection problems? No, I don't think so. Yeah. I just confirmed we're live, and sorry about this small um, interlude. So let's keep on the news, right? So 2 billion order volume, great work. Everyone participating in the liquidity mining campaigns, and so let's move to the next news. This is a small view how was the evolution of the field order volume on the exchange. And just a quick reminder that what matters for how many rewards you receive on the liquidity mining campaign is how many orders you have open, right? Not the few orders. The few orders is a great indication of how much activity our market makers is putting, how much liquidity our market makers is putting on each campaign, right? Right. So for campaigns, let's talk a bit about them. ISAC, I'm not sure I'm pronouncing correctly, but ISAC, yeah, RLC token. So they extended the liquidity mining campaign. So 6 extra months for anyone that's participating on it to earn some extra rewards, right? Radix, a new liquidity campaign, started July 20. So it's let me just check how is currently this campaign. Let me just take a look here very quickly. Radix, what's the token name? ERXD, right? Layer 1 platform for smart money. Right, cool. So 1,600 USD as campaigns, and they have how long? They're still running for what is it? Okay, sorry, wrong one. It's on KuCoin, 164 days to go. So a lot of time for you guys to run up your bots, fire up your bots, and get some rewards on there. Next one, BitCloud, token that have been kind of popular on the media around. And so they also started a campaign with us. So let me just check BitCloud. BitCloud on Ascendex, finished in 17 days. So we have a few extra days. So yeah, that one got a pretty cool yield. So make sure to check it out if you want to add some extra power to your earnings on liquidity mining. Next one, DAO Maker, one of those another interesting projects. DAO, DAO is the token, running on KuCoin, 80 days to go, and how many? 856 DAO per week as rewards, right? So another new one, Fear campaign, Fear liquidity mining. What is it? Let me just check to confirm the data. Fears, if I'm not wrong, is one of the most recent ones. Yeah, along with the Radix campaign. Started also this week. So we have 80 days on it. How much is the reward? 706 Fear per week. So a lot of new and interesting projects coming. So always also make sure to take a look at what these projects are about. A lot of them have some interesting question. Just a quick moment. I'm getting an interruption for my kid here. Sorry about that. Small intermission. I'll be back in a few minutes. All right. Sorry about the quick interruption. Small kids always try to have urgent needs. So just had to solve it really quickly. But I'm back. So where was I? Fear liquidity mining campaign. Yeah, I think I mentioned it. Let me just check again. So 80 days to go. Check it. And as I was saying, these are always cool new projects, crypto related, that always have something interesting on them. So with the liquidity mining, if you are interested in starting to run some of these campaigns, also make sure to check what they are about. You can find something that is of your interest on them. Right, so another big news. We started publishing yesterday development diary. So the idea is that we talk a bit every 15 days about how is the development cycle going, how do we work, what we do, what's the plans, and what have worked on the past, what are we planning to work on the future. So the idea is that we want to have our plans, our development cycle, everything we are working to improve Hummingbot Client, be more transparent, and hear from you guys, hear from the whole community what you think about what we're doing, what we are plans. Because like I mentioned there on the development diary, the community is a big part of making Hummingbot what it is and the evolution of the product of the client. So make sure to take a look into it to understand how development works and how you can add some feedback to us. So listen to what you guys think, what is on your mind, what do you wish to see Hummingbot become. It's always great to hear that, and we always use this feedback to inject some ideas on our development cycles, right? So make sure to take a look into it and let us know what you think. Is the format good? What else do you want to hear on the development diary? Anything specific about it? So let us know. Then we're trying to add it there. So every 15 days, we're mostly, hopefully, on the Wednesday, if everything goes as expected. We'll have a new development diary talking a bit about what happened, what we're working on, and what are the plans for the future. Right. Next one, Harmony Hackathon. This is a pretty cool one also. We have had a partnership with Harmony. They are starting a hackathon. They are open for registration. So to all the developers out there that want to create cool stuff relating Hummingbot and Harmony, stay tuned for this because there's a lot of there is some big prizes in there. So, and as I have already seen across the multiple contributions from external developers, I know you guys have a lot of cool stuff that you want to build using Hummingbot, right? Okay, so let's move to our main presentation. Let me just do a quick check here to see if everything is okay. I think it is. Right, let's talk Hummingbot 0.41. We released this last week. We did some interesting updates on it. We are still trying some new stuff, and I'm going to try to show some of these new features and new implementations we are working on, and we had working on, and we added to this release, right? So start a new connector, gate.io. So not much to talk here, but as many connectors as we have, the better, because in a way we kind of our idea is that to have Hummingbot to be a tool to improve liquidity on all the possible venues where users can use to trade cryptocurrencies, right? So every new exchange is always great for us and for you, that you have another point of trade to create strategies and do cool stuff with the clients. Right, so let's start now with what I can demonstrate. Twap, new old strategy, actually, because if one of you guys had taken a sneak peek on the code on a GitHub or downloaded, messed around with it, you notice that inside the strategy files there was a strategy that wasn't appearing on the main release because it was tagged as a developer strategy. So what it did, it was mostly that we use it as an example for developers that want to create their own strategy, how to implement a new strategy, correct? So after some consideration, some requests from some of our users, we decided to make this a production strategy and work a bit more to make it maintainable and make it better as it should be. Sorry about that. Quick explanation about Twap strategy for those that doesn't know what exactly it's supposed to do. The idea is that you take specific period of time. It can be 1 hour, 2 hours, 1 day, 1 week, and you want to buy or sell a defined amount of cryptocurrency, a token. And what the strategy does is that it takes that order and divide it into smaller parts, so it doesn't create one single order to execute the trade, right? So because depending on, explain just a bit, is depending on the token, depending on the exchange where you're trading, it might be possible that that specific market doesn't have enough liquidity. It isn't running a Hummingbot liquidity mining campaign, so probably could have small liquidity. So if you create a order that, depending on how good its liquidity, your order doesn't necessarily even need to be very big in size to actually move the market price, right? So I have seen markets where if you take 100 USD to execute an order, you move the price by 1-2% just by executing your order at market price. So the idea of the Twap is that you create one single order, break it down to smaller pieces, and then periodically send these orders. So you try not to have an impact on the price, right? So let me show this a bit working, right? So this is kind of the bit first that I'm trying the final release version. So let's see, as usual, you will run the create, and there you see, when you hit tab, you see the strategy, TWAP. That translates basically to time-it weighted average price, right? So using that, as usual, you have the connector. So I'm going to add a token here that I'm the need to trade it for a time, actually. I've been holding this for a bit time, expecting some new, but I'm going to use it as an example. What the operation can be executed? So I can set a buy or sell. In this case, let's set a sell. The total amount of to be traded. So let's take I don't remember how much I got. It's let's take 10. It will be no, sorry. Okay, hold on, I messed up. I'll get back. I want to add 10K, but I didn't want. What's the amount of each individual order? So the idea is that I was supposed to add 10K there. So the idea is that I want to divide this total amount of 10K into smaller pieces. So I want to set what each individual order will be the size of them, right? So if I want to sell, let's say 10K, I want to add, let's say, I think the minimum is 250. I'm gonna add 500 here, okay? Right. So what's the price for the limit order? So what we do here is just that we set at what price is the ideal price that we want our orders to create, correct? To be created. So let me just check here. Where is the BTC price at this moment? Where are the markets? Here it is. Okay, so hold on. Let me add this here so you guys can also see what I'm seeing. In a few seconds, there it is. Right, so here, here's the market, right? As the usual. So what's the current price now? We have it's 0.44. So I'm going to set my minimum price order here at 0.41, which seems to be a resistance level. So let's take 0.2. Yeah, 0.42. Okay, so let's get back to the bot, and we're gonna add 0. I think it's 8, right? So 2, 4, 5, 6, 4, 2. Okay. Do you specify starting time and end time for the execution? Okay, so this is an interesting feature because you might have be interested in setting when the bot will start to run and when the bot start to stop to run, right? If you set no, you set how many time between each other, how long it would take to create each other, and if you set a start and end time, you're going to say so the bot to start let's say at 22 at my local time and stop at 22 or tomorrow. I want him to run only for 24 hours. So I want to use a specific time of the day because of volume or whatever. So you can have this for this example, let's say no, because it'd be a bit faster. And how many seconds you want to wait between each individual order? Since I said no to the start and end time, what I need to tell the bot is how many seconds between the orders. So I want one order every 10 seconds. I want an order every 60 seconds. I want an order every 1 hour. I don't know, maybe. it's interesting that this is something that can be used, for example, to run a dollar cost and average strategy, right? So because the idea of the DCA is that over you keep on buying your certain asset in a way that over time the average price of your buying will be on a good place to make it profitable, right? So let's make it 10 seconds. So let's make this one fast, right? So see it running. All right, three, where is it? Let's go, create new strategy, lag it a bit. This here. Have I hit enter? Oh, I haven't hit enter. Stupid me. How long do we won't wait before canceling your limit order? This is interesting also because the quick question is that once the order is created, how long do you want it to stay on the order book, right? Because if you set it this too low, it means that you don't want that order to wait. But if you wanted to keep longer to see if for some time there is a downward trend and you want to wait a bit to see if that price spike back up and take your order, you can increase this, right? So let's add to 60 and name of the strategy as usual. I think my enter isn't working, I guess. Oh, 321. Yeah, there we go. There's something wrong with my enter. So, and we can start. You see that 10 seconds, wait 10 seconds, create the order, right? So every 10 seconds, as you can see here, 23:14, the order was created. On 23:24, 10 seconds later, another order was created, and this keeps on doing the same. So the idea is that I don't push the price too much with my orders. So I'll always be trying to buy at maximum this level. If the price goes below here, oh, sorry, I wasn't showing the change. Okay, so I'm trying to at maximum pay this value for the trade. So if the price at some point go below this value, what's going to happen is that I'll start to create limit orders because I don't want to sell lower than that. So the same happens for the buy side. So it's a very flexible strategy that it can have a lot of uses. But we still have some plans to improve it even more. And it's pretty simple. There isn't too much to explain about it. But basically, every 10 seconds, new order creation. If taken, it's completed. If not, waits there until your maximal order, right? Let's talk about the next one. Next one, sorry, that's the wrong. Okay, so Valaneda market making hanging orders. This one is pretty cool personally to me because I am kind of a huge fan personally about hanging orders. But as always, not financial advice. Make your own research, understand what you're doing, make sure you know what each configuration does, and if it makes sense for your strategy. So don't take my word for granted. Make your own mind, do research, take your time to learn about market making, right? So let's take a look. What's my strategy? Avellaneda, the usual Avellaneda, that Avellaneda Stoikov, let's not forget Stoikov, based on the paper, the classic market making trading paper. We added a feature that we can we now have hanging orders as we already have on the traditional on the pure market making strategy, right? So let's take BTC USDT as usual. Okay. What's the amount of order minimum? Okay, I don't think I have BTC actually. So the usual parameters, if I want to calculate automatically, minimum spread. Let's put this really low so we can get some trading. The maximum spread, percent volatility thresholds. So There's a lot of articles on our site on the documentation about how these parameters works. I won't go long on them. Inventory risk aversion, order to cancel. Let's put it 60 seconds. See if we get a feel. 50% and strategy created, right? Let me see my balance here. I need to check. Yeah, sorry, I did all that with. Sorry about that. Really, really sorry about that. Uh, the release note was on top of it. So let me create this again. Just to show, I will need a market making connector. Hold on. It is correct? Yeah, correct. Yeah, true. What else? Minimum spread. Put it very minimum to see if we can get a feel. And market volatility threshold. Inventory risk 0.9. Okay. Order bid and ask. That base asset 50. Okay. Order created. Sorry about that. But again, sorry if I went pretty quickly or quick on those options, but we have some previous video explain them better, how they work, what they do. And we also have a lot of articles, even one that goes really deep on all the math that happens behind the calculation of the spreads there, right? Okay, so before we start, what I have to show is this. You'll be able now to see here hanging orders on the configuration, right? So there is a small experimentation we are running here. We are tracking the hanging orders a bit different from what we have in the pure market making. So we want to take a look over a longer period of time, which one would perform better, and we might end up using one, right? So as usual, what you have to do is the big hanging orders enable, and if you set to yes, every time a buy order is taken, the sell order will be there until it is taken again. Right? So every cycle that new buy and sell order are created, they won't be canceled if only one side is taken. So I don't think we'll be able to actually get a feel because yeah, I had to. Let me just check here. How is my balance? Yeah, sure, right? Yeah, I do have some. Um, yeah, checking volatility as usual. Reminders if you hit status double dash live, the status will be updated on real time. So everything that's happening, you'll be able to see real time, right? All right, 25 seconds. Calculating volatility. We do have some. Let's see that. So let's see if we can get these two trades. Let me sell some of this just to make sure we get. Let me manually sell some of this. Yes, they already been created. As you can see, the cells there. Let me just manually do this. You have some. Okay. Yeah, I do have some USD. You can see that I manually sold it, but immediately the update happened here. And so it's good to see that. It's not enough. Let me. It's all manual sold, so just to make sure. So I can get a buy over here. 2, 3. Something wrong with the sound. Okay, how is it now? Better? I think my mic got a bit disconnected here. Yeah, that's probably why. I think it's better now, correct? Okay, let's try a bit more. I think now I'll have enough. Yeah, it's not. It was exactly that. This microphone disconnected, so it was getting the laptop connection. So that's probably what happened. I don't think it's. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, it could be my chair too. Yeah. Oh yeah, we got some buy orders now. Okay, so let's see what happens. Apparently the bot's trying to buy, right? Because you want to keep the 50-50. But it's going to be a bit tricky because all right, let me just try something to see if I can get the hold on just a minute, guys. All right, sorry about that again. Yeah, got derped again by my little cute monster. But yeah, everything's fine. Okay, all right, all right. Let me try to see if I get a few here. Let's increase the time that the order stay on the book. If someone take my order, right? So there is no order refresh time. Let's make it 60 seconds. 10 seconds is too quick. We got a few. Yeah, we have to wait an extra 6 seconds. So while we wait this, here, let's talk about the next update that we shipped with the 0.41. Release notes. There it is. So another cool one. I think I can show this with the strategy. New rate Oracle sources. We talked about this a bit in the past. We have a way now that you can use different sources to make conversions across different tokens and fiat currency. So at first, our first implementation was that you could use as an oracle for the value of the token you want to use, Binance or CoinGecko. And on this release, we added some more. You can now use QCoinS index as a source for the oracle, right? So let me just show right here back to the bots. Right, so while we wait this, let's check the config again. You can see up here, rate oracle source, right? So I also have some video, I recorded a video specific about this, but the idea is that I can, using this rate oracle source, I can add a global token. For example, I can make it a global token, my local currency, global token symbol, BRL, right? What's going to happen is that all the informations I'm getting for the strategy is going to be converted into Brazilian real, correct? So if I hit status now, um, oops. Yeah, I think we haven't. we need to do this. Implement this on Valoneda. Let me check the story. Yeah, no trades. It won't happen. Right. Oh yeah. I think we have implemented. This is something we need to do on the Valoneda. Let me see if we get trade. No trade. Okay, back to the configuration. I'll add that to the list so we can add the rate translation. We have it on pure market making. I can show it soon. But I know what I did. Hold on, I did something wrong. I changed the symbol, right? So let's get the symbol back. But I did something stupid. What I need to do is not the symbol, right? It's the global token, big global token. So I want to add BRL. Since Binance have Brazilian real, so it will look for what's the price of the case, whatever I'm trading against. In this case, it's USDT. What's the value in Brazilian real? So it basically takes the market price and converts the values that's been shown. So, but yeah, indeed, we need to implement this on the Valoneda. We need to update. So this is small update, right? We didn't get any fuel. Let me check again. Yeah. Anyway, just to close this part, what's going to happen is that if, for example, the buy order here is taken, the next cycle where the bot will create a buy and a sell, this sell one, since it's going to become a hanging order, it will be there on the book and won't be canceled until two situations happen. One, it is filled by someone else, or two, the market price goes below the difference between that order price and the market price. It's bigger than this percentage that you set in this parameter. So if the order, let's say, is at 110 and the market price falls below 100, that hanging order it's outside of the margin that we want, and then that hanging order will be canceled. It will not be created again, right? So the usual as the pure market making. Okay, so let me just do some quickly just to show the rate oracle for you guys. Let me create a simple pure market making strategy. Pure market making strategy, right? USDT. Let's just put 160 seconds. Whatever. No ping pong. Okay. And 3, 2, 1. A bit laggy here. I think it's because I'm streaming probably. Yeah, a lot of stuff happening. So let's start. Usual, create 2 orders. Let me see. And slowly. Okay. I'm not sure what's going on here. I think we used to have some information here. Okay, I know how to show this. Arbitrage. This is going to be easy. So arbitrage is one that's the rate exchange. It's very useful. So let's put some pretty quick here. Binance. Let's say I want to do an arbitrage USDT against BTC BRL. Mean profitability. There we go. Yeah, I was showing the wrong strategy actually. Because market making, since I'm on a single pair, it can be useful. We're going to look into that if you add this information about the value, link it to the rate oracle. But it makes more sense if we use an arbitrage, right? Because right now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to arbitrage 2 different pairs. So I can kind of make a triangular arbitrage, I would say. No, not exactly triangular arbitrage. That's a whole different thing. What am I saying? Right. But as I see here, it's the same base token, BTC, but I have different pairs, different code tokens, right? So what's going to happen is that uh, it will work uh, using the price of the tokens in the currency that I choose, correct? So as you can see here, right, appears 1 BRL equal to 0.19 USDT. Yes, I haven't checked it, but it probably is. And then it starts, and you can see all that the difference there. One thing I'm sure is that on the history, if I'm not wrong, it will use the value to show your profitability on the global token you set. Right, where is my status? There we go. So yeah, as you can see here, we have the rate, so it's now trying to use difference to calculate if there is a profitable opportunity here, right? So back to the configuration, what changed is that you can change the rate oracle source, and now you can see that we have 4 different sources. So you can use Binance, CoinGecko, KuCoin, and SNX. Right? So I took too long to explain this. Sorry about that. And let's move on to the next part of the release. It's one that I find very interesting. And I have to say also that this is still in beta. We are not fully fleshed out. There's a lot of stuff that we're working on, both on the strategy, the Uniswap strategy itself, and the gateway. That if you haven't used the Uniswap, if you haven't tried, do the Uniswap, be it the AMM arbitrage or the liquidity providing strategy. There is a lot we still need to work on. So we are kind of still in a beta test phase. And to use it, you need gateway. And that's another part that we are currently thinking about it, how to make it better, how to make it more efficient to be used, right? So I won't be showing it right now because I have to, I tried to run it. I noticed that all my gateway configuration was messed up. So I would have to restart and reinstall everything to proper configure everything. So I think that my last gateway I used was what, 0.38, I guess. Yeah, I think it was 0.39. Yeah, so I used it a long time ago and I haven't updated it. So it's a bit messed up, so I won't be able to change it. But I can show is, let me just stop this bot here. Back to the bot. What I can show you guys is you see some things a bit different when you create the Uniswap LP strategy. So we have the usual, what's the pair? Remember to check. Let me show you again what I was going to show is that here on the Uniswap is important that you check what's the order of the pairs of the tokens, right? Strategy coding. Okay, I'll answer that question soon. So let me just finish. I can talk a bit about that. So make sure to add the correct pair order. So I'll start it, but I don't think it worked because of I haven't properly configured gateway. So the usual fits higher, price volatility from pool to adjust spread positions. That's the new feature, correct? So you can use the yeah, I'm not showing again. Sorry. There we go. That's the new feature here. Is that what we're trying to do now with the strategy is that instead of using a fixed percentage to create the range of your positions, the idea we are experimenting here is to use the historical volatility of that pair to try to find and calculate an ideal, a more optimal liquidity range, right? So let's say if the volatility of the last 1 hour was 20%, let's say, what the bot's trying to do is that it will create a range inside the 20% with the expectation that the volatility continues at that range. So if a bit later the volatility go smaller, go to 5%, if a position change is triggered, what's going to happen is that the new position will use the 5% volatility as reference. So because the expectation is that if the volatility of the market went lower, if you have a tighter spread, tighter position range, the expectation is that you collect more fees from that position, right? Because you are adding more volume, more liquidity on a smaller range. So at least that's the expectation. We still need to run this for a longer time to see how what's the performance, and we still want to iterate over it. So volatility from the pool, try to create the new orders using the volatility value. Okay, I'm on the wrong window. How long in hours do you want to use the price volatility calculation? So this is a bit about the strategy. Do you want to have your bot be more reactive to the volatility, work on smaller ranges? If you add smaller ranges, what's going to happen is that the calculated volatility will be smaller. Or do you want, for example, use the daily volatility as a reference, right? So you can use 1 hour. If I add here 24, it will use the volatility of the last 24 hours as a reference to create the new positions, right? Volatility factor is how many times the volatility, the calculated volatility you want to use. So, for example, let's say the 24 hours volatility, the daily volatility is 10%, right? Let's suppose that's the value. If I add the volatility factor as 1, what's going to happen is that every new liquidity position that's going to be created as the strategy is running will have a spread, a range of 10%. If I added 2, the range of the positions will be 20%. So it's 2 times 10. That's the current volatility, right? So the idea is that you can use a multiplier for the range, so you can kind of control a bit how tighter and how wider you want your positions to be. Remember that from my experience, what I have seen with the liquidity mining, with liquidity providing, is that when you have smaller ranges, you expect to collect more fees, but your risk increase that the price moves outside of the range and you stop collecting fees at all, right? The position is there, dead, not collecting fees, not doing anything. If you have a bigger range, you are collecting fee more constantly, but the amount of fees you're collecting is smaller because you are covering a way too wider range. So that's personal experience, right? So that might not be 100% true. So, and this question about set minimum values is here yet, but this is just as a fail-safe tool if for whatever reason the bot is unable to calculate the volatility or the pool, or to request the market prices, right? If there's something wrong, connection, or for whatever reason the Uniswap Oracle stopped working, it's here because you can use it as a fail-safe if there is a position trigger, position change trigger, and you can set like what's the minimum that I want, what's the standard value that I want the position to be, right? How much is the base token? The usual, you set how much you're going to add on each side and create the strategy. So as again, sorry, I won't be able to run it. I might in the future do a specific, more detailed about it, how it works and what are the plans. Yeah, I messed up with my gateway. I need to get back to fix that part. right? Okay, so what else do we have here? Not Binance. Release notes, wrong tab, back to the right tab. Few other enhancements. So yeah, timestamps. This is a cool one actually. I don't think I got any trade here, but every time you get a trade and you get the message that the trade is executed, an orders field, thanks to a community contribution. So thanks to WZS, you now see what's the timestamp of that field. So you can have a quicker glance of that moment in time as it works. So you can have a quicker way to have information about your trades, right? Other development updates, very quickly here. 60% minimum test coverage. So quick note for developers is that we started to implement unit tests. So we make sure that every contribution, both from our team and from external developers, doesn't break the code somehow, right? So it's more as a pre-test to see if everything on the code is working fine. Core network model. All right, this is a bit more codey, a bit beyond what I can explain. Clean up code, new connector also on the development side, perpetual trading base class. So we are trying to make the connector classes a bit more understandable, a bit more clean for external developers to work with. And the historical volatility is the one that we use on the Uniswap v3, but you can also is ready to be used on any other strategy that developer wants to implement. And there is now two volatilities, actually, two possible ways to calculate volatility. One is the one used on the Uniswap v3. It's the classic historical volatility, and the other one, what we are calling instant volatility, it's more useful on quick swings and smaller time frames. If you use this instant volatility on a wider, on a longer time frame, the results won't be as good. But if you use this value, this calculation on a really small time frame, you will get quicker reaction to volatility. So this is pretty useful to how do I say, to market making and HFT strategies. So all right, some unit tests Velaneda and the API throttle. Something we're still working on is that to improve the API request rate, and we're trying to implement better ways to avoid the bot hitting API rate limits on each exchange, right? So this is still work in progress. We started with the API throttle class, but yeah, there's something that we want to make sure that as you run your bot, you don't get some APIs restriction. So we want to make this working properly. Right, so that's what I had today. So I see that I went to try to explain the better as I can, but since it's a new release, there's always a lot of information going on. So we always have more details about it on the documentation. And if you want me to go deeper on a specific thing that we featured, that we added to the release, let me know. Ping me on our Discord channels, and I can prepare something better to go deep on one of the features, right? So I have a great question here, actually. So Swampy, do you think you ever do more live strategy coding again? Well, that's something we tried, and if there is some requests, apparently, as you're requesting some of it again, I always work with the team to set up something about the live coding. Try to do some of these live streams, some live trading and live strategy creation, and more focus on developers how to work with the Hummingbot code, right? I'll work something with the team. Yeah, that's a great idea, and it seems that we have some demand for it. Right. All right, guys. So that was fun. We have almost 1 hour. That took a long time. Wow, didn't thought it would take this long. Right. So as usual, find us on our Discord channel. Add your comments here on our YouTube channel. We are also now making this stream on Twitch, Hummingbot underline IO. So if you like Twitch, if you have an account there, make sure to follow us. And if you like to watch on Twitch. Yeah, sorry about pronunciation. And yeah, that's it for the live stream today. Hope you guys are well. Up trading. Find us on Discord. We have a great community there. And again, I'll work with the team to see if we can get some new live coding sessions. Talk a bit more. Right? Was happy to be here. Happy weekend, everyone, and happy trading. See you around.